To decant or not to decant? That is the question. We have to see whether this is actually a little stronger. I don't like my kombucha super strong, and sometimes it can be too sweet, or it can be kind of sweet sour, and I like it more sweet sour, but everybody has their preference. So if I like it, you may want it a little stronger, you may want it more vinegary. So we are gonna see what we find out here with this kombucha. It's only been a couple days. I'm gonna lift this and get this out. The SCOBY is definitely thicker. But just barely. Now normally when you are testing your kombucha, you want to test it from the top to get the best flavor. So you want to use maybe a straw and put it there and try not to disturb the SCOBY and give a little sip and see what it's like. But I'm not gonna do that today because I don't really want to bother this SCOBY too much. So we're gonna move him out. Grab this and move him out. And I actually have a paper towel under this in case it drips or something goes wrong. But we'll go ahead and decant just a sampling. I'm going to do half a glass. I really enjoy kombucha, so here are all of the bubbles that formed when I did it. Here are the bubbles. What it looks like. It's a little bit darker than it was. So it's taste testing time. That's perfect for me. I really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and decant a bottle and replace it with a bottle of tea that I have already brought to room temperature. So here is my bottle. I obtained this bottle in a store many years ago, and it's French wording on there, and it was lemonade. But I love these tops. You can buy these tops at TJ Maxx or any other Home Goods, those type of places. So I'm gonna go ahead and just decant a bottle. You can watch that go down. And I usually take it about to there. Actually, the effervescence is better if you take it closer to the top, but you do want to leave room. And what I think I'm going to do with this bottle is I'm going to do a second fermentation with it. So I'm going to put the top on it right now, and then I'll show you my second fermentation here in a little bit. And then I'm going to take the top off of this. And I have some tea that I put in one of these bottles that some sparkling juice came in. And I'm going to just kind of pour it down the side. And replenish what was taken out. This is a little darker. I think I put more tea bags in the second batch, maybe one more tea bag in the second batch. so it does look a little bit darker. And I'm going to just put the lid back on. It's kind of splashed up, but I'm going to go ahead and just replace this cloth and send this back to its little resting place. And I will replace my insulation. So I know that this is actually working fairly well to keep the temperature warm enough, but not too warm here on the counter. Let this little puppy sit for another week. It's second fermentation time. What is a second ferment? It means that you take the kombucha that you have already decanted and you add something to it and let it sit on your counter for a while to absorb the flavors and the sugars and the goodness of what you're adding. There's a great bunch of recipes in the book that I have in the description box below. But I think I'm going to put apple in here today. The ideal way to do a second ferment would be to put whatever ingredients you are wanting to put in there in your bottle first, and then adding your kombucha. So you can add fruit, you can add herbs, you can add superfoods, you can add savory types of flavors, and you can also produce medicinal kombucha with different herbs and whatnot. While I am dicing up my apple to go into my container, I wanted to talk a little bit about do's and don'ts of brewing your kombucha. I had a subscriber ask if you could kill kombucha and what were some things that you didn't want to do when you were brewing kombucha. The health of your kombucha is in your SCOBY. So that is one of the most important things that you want to consider when you are making kombucha and using your SCOBYs. So one of the don'ts is that you don't want to use any antibacterial soaps or chlorinated water when you are dealing with the cleaning of the vessels. You want to clean with hot water, and if you need to, you can use small amounts of non-antibacterial soap, but if you do, you need to rinse well with hot water after you've used that soap. The proper brewing vessel is important. So I use glass. You can also use food grade ceramic or stainless steel. Some people use a wooden barrel for large batches of kombucha, or food grade plastic. The type of water that you use is important as well. So filtered water, distilled water, spring water, bottled water are the best options. You want to make sure you do not use chlorinated or unfiltered tap water. Brewing with real sugar and real tea is very important. You do not want to brew with decaffeinated tea or herbal tea or artificial sweeteners or sugar substitutes. These wine sap apple pieces are going to create a wonderfully delicious kombucha. I will be checking these in a couple days to see how much flavor has been absorbed into the kombucha. I'll also be checking it for the carbonation pressure. It is in a sealed container, and I will make sure that I check it regularly because if that pressure builds up and you have too much of it, it can actually spew out of the bottle. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for commenting or subscribing to my channel, liking this video if you did. And I hope that we'll just continue this journey and enjoy it together. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.